Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon listeners. It's Mr. Rahman Ben Sware. If you bear me a minute, let me share this video and we can start the program. Okay, thank you very much. Today is Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022, and the time is just gone 5 minutes past 4 in the afternoon in Birmingham, England. The topic today is going to be in brief. To discuss the continuous failure of NAWEC, the water and electric company, and why this program is they release another note, press release, to say that they are load shedding, as if that's new in in their operations. But it's important to look at this again, because there are so many things happening in the country, and it's sad that Gambians are suffering, and technically suffering in silence. Technical suffering in silence. And this is your company, this is your government that cannot deliver the services they meant to deliver, cannot deliver the services you people pay for, and services that you pay for in advance for that matter. You pay advance to NAWEC and still they cannot. This is a company that the government took so many loans, and received so much of grants from the World Bank and IMF and different institutions, and still leaving people to suffer. And the importance of energy, the electricity and water, just that importance, because things have gone worse. Things have gone worse. Since Barrow came, things have gone worse. Now, with all the so-called investments, with all the promises, why they cannot improve this situation? And then the answer will have to rely on, the answer would be Barrow himself and the corruption. But again, if this government cannot stabilize, cannot improve from where it is, cannot even maintain what they inherited, and with extra investment and everything else, what hope do we have for anything to be done? If we cannot deliver water, if the government cannot deliver water, clean water in even urban areas that have had clean drinking water since independence or before independence, now cannot even have guaranteed clean drinking water. People are building their mansions, cannot even, they have to, everywhere, everybody have to dig a borehole, reserve tanks and everything else in order to guarantee receiving that quality, the pump, the pressure that they require to enjoy, to service their apartments or homes, or to have clean drinking water. And if the energy, we all have heard what happened at the Edward Francis Small Hospital. They go without water, they go without electric, and we all know what that causes. The cost of energy in that country, the cost of energy, all is because of the lack of efficiency. Now people are paying for all that and still are not having it. The rip-off, every day people are complaining. What are Gambians doing about this? We knew this before elections. What I am saying here, it's not going to be new. It's not going to be new. It's just to remind Gambians that this is what we were telling you before the elections. That's why we have to be holding this government accountable and not to allow them to divide us. This is the distractions they did, or they continue to do, which they inherited from colonial times to now, is to divide us. on tribal lines, and divide us on party political lines. To who much is given, much is expected. We expected more from the government, not the opposition. But no, they distracted us, and some of the opposition fell for it, going to try to give services, or trying to give to the public, trying to, give whatever rights or whatever to the public. That's not what the opposition was supposed to do. It's hold them accountable. They have what they're supposed to do. Now, we move on to, because I want to keep it brief, the point is corruption and incompetence. And why I start with corruption, in fact, is where the incompetence come in. People are not where they're supposed to be because of the corruption. And let me make this clear. Does not mean that we don't have good people in NAWEC. Does not mean that we don't have good managers in NAWEC. Does not mean that we haven't got the required engineers. We haven't got the required capacity to do certain things in NAWEC, because of people that have that qualification and the integrity can't stay within the system. We saw that case with John Jatta. The only reason they got John Jatta out and repeatedly got him out is because of he is not playing the game they play. And everything that John Jatta has said before, we are living through that. Now, the corruption, where is this corruption is part of the structures of the energy. And this is not about, I'm saying the energy, because of we have a cabal, and Barrow came and just continue with that cabal. This cabal started from the Jawara days, and Yaya Jammeh just make it his own and control everything. And Barrow came and just positioned himself with his friend, Sheikh Omar Jigo. Now they control the energy sector, be it petroleum, be NAWEC, be the distribute, whatever it is, they control it. That's where the huge corruption is. And again, we are not making allegations, these are facts. We all remember the Kodole, $35 million. And that was what we detected. Could have been more than that. That Chinese company that gave that money ended up having contract with NAWEC. These are the problems we have. If they give kickbacks, they will never deliver. Any company that take part in kickbacks is not worth doing business with. But Barrow took that kickback because of what? Greed, and he doesn't care. But that's not the only evidence, all the things we're going to talk about. But just to point out onto the corruption. Then how comes the Barrow cannot improve or cannot even maintain what we had before? With all these interventions we have car power. Car power was meant to be temporal. 2 years now is permanent, and still not. What do we get from car power? And because of the corruption, now we have another Barrow's friend, what do you call it? His business ambassador, or whatever you call it, Mr. Sima, Lamin Sima, I think. Now it used to be Alaji Conte. When Alaji Conte left Barrow and went to UDP, they took Alaji Conte out of the car power deal. Then they gave it to Lamin Sima, who is Barrow's friend. Now this is why car power is still in the Gambia, and they are not doing what they meant to do, and the corruption goes, because they are giving their kickbacks to people they need to give the kickbacks. It went on. Now the incompetence, we can see it, because I say competent people that meant to be. I'm not saying that all of them are incompetent, but I mean that there are so many dead roots in there. So many of these people who are corrupt, who are just managed to be in there because of the way Jammeh controlled the situation before. And they are still in there, and they part to more in corruption than anything else. And that's okay for Barrow, because they accept the directives that Barrow will give for the corruption to continue. With all the promises Barrow made since he came in, how many promises? But how many promises? What's his name again? The MDD did to us. How many? How many times? And as recent as a couple of months ago, just after the elections to say that it's only two. They have everything. They have signed with Senelec. They have this contract. They have the contract. They have excess capacity, and they are even shutting down some of their engines. That's what they said. They're shutting down some of their engines because of this capacity, 50 megawatts, and now even that 50 megawatts, they are going to only use 30 megawatts. They have enough capacity. The only thing left was to synchronize the system. I came out here, I said it's crap. It's not true. That nothing is going to improve. And before that, they had the power generator at Birkama. They said they gave the same assurance. I said it's crap. It's not true. Because why did I know that? I'm not an engineer, but I understand systems. And what I understand is where corruption is and incompetencies. No manner of equipment can make it work. The equipment doesn't work themselves. They have to work. With that poor management organization, it will not work. And where all this corruption is, this corruption from petroleum, the petrol they have to buy, it's corruption. Barrow have to control that with his cabal with Sir Amajigo. I think he's the chairman actually of NAWEC. Sir Amajigo. They control this procurement thing and so much of corruption. And not because of about 40% of their operational things is on petrol, or 60%. And the others are spare parts and services. You see? And in every bit of what NAWEC does, there's major corruption, and there's a share that goes to Barrow through his people he put in place. Now, how do we expect things to improve? And this is the point. The people should be in outrage now to demand things to improve, because cost is just going up with everything they do, and it's not improving. There are billions been pumped in, billions been taken as loans, and technically NAWEC is bankrupt. Technically, NAWEC is bankrupt. All this crap they're telling you, most of it is because of they don't have the material, they don't have the means, because there's no money to spend. And they're taking your money in advance and not giving you services. People are complaining about bills, electricity bills, water bills, and everything else. It's complete in chaos. But people are suffering everywhere else. And as I said, places like Bakau, Fajar, places that never had problems with water being delivered from the First Republic now, it's just not assured. Everywhere is docked up and everything else. Why things are not improving? And it's because of this corruption, and obviously the incompetence, because of the capacity is not how it's supposed to be, because the incompetent people, many competent people would not be employed, or if they're employed, they are sidelined. Now, this continued, as I said, from the Chinese deal, deals they have, but there's an Indian company doing the same thing, and there's some directors enjoying with the MD and Barrow and the cabal enjoying this deal, and because of the kickbacks they are not delivering what they're supposed to deliver, and the people are suffering for that. People are suffering for that. Anything they involved in would be corruption. Then we all had recently another proof of this corruption. During the election campaign, Alaji Conte came out and spelled out so many of instances of corruption that he claimed that Barrow was involved in with NAWEC. Yes, he made this thing. He said that Barrow got him involved, or tried to get him involved, or that's why they break off. He went and supported the UDP. Then Barrow squeezed him. After that, political rally discussion, Barrow squeezed him dry, freeze his accounts and everything else. Alaji Conte thought UDP will, let me just bear it. UDP will win and everything will change. When Barrow was declared, the thing, he straight away jumped onto Barrow. Tells you, you see, straight away jumped onto Barrow, and Barrow accepted him. Now, if Alaji Conte have made. We all know he's been in the industry for forever. From Jammeh, from before Jammeh and Jammeh time, he have been an MD. And since then, he have been part of the stakeholders. Everything he said about what happened with Barrow, I tell you, most of it is true. Probably he have been economical with the truth where he insulated himself. But all of these deals are true. These are facts. But now, if that person joined Barrow, it tells you that person was even corrupt. And that's why political parties should be very careful. Especially parties that have the potential or to be seen as likely to replace. Because all these cabals, what they do, they hedge their bets. They hedge their bets. When Alhaji Conte stayed with UDP, he thought UDP was technically the future. But that's why he run there. Now these people come and tell you. And I'll come to a point here. Now, this Alhaji Conte went with Barrow. After the elections, Barrow accepted. Now, if someone accused you with all that, and you decided to accept that person, what does that tell you about Barrow? What that tells you about Barrow? And right now, Alhaji Conte, go and find out. It's not me making this up. Go and find out how much of contracts Alhaji Conte have access since he went with Barrow. You see where the corruption is? And actually, the Minister of Energy, Nobin Job. You see, no, the point with Nobin is he has been honest when he was appointed. He said he will do. He did not say that he will use his expertise to support, to ensure that he delivers. No. He said that he is there to do whatever Barrow wants, how he wants it, when he wants it. He said that. And if you understand that that statement in Wolof, that's what prostitute would say. Foko buge, no ko buge, kanya ko buga. Something like that he said. And this was put in English for a technocrat to say that. But why are you surprised? He is part of that cabal. They don't care about anything. It's to maintain a way of life. That's what they care about. And one of the major contracts, it's a very Alhaji Conte did not win the bid. The procurement evaluators evaluated and said no. He did not have the capacity. He have already been given a contract. He's not doing well with that. He should not be given. Guess what? A directive came from President's office and went straight down to the Energy Minister, Nobin Job. Now, Alhaji Conte here, who people were accusing to be a Mandinka sympathizer, Nobin Job, who the people used to term as Banjulian or a Wolof sympathizer, they are in kaput. Why did I raise this? Is to tell you that there's nothing like a tribal problem. It's all used to divide us. Now these people are in cahoot. And if you understand the mix of things, go and look at how they arrange this so-called election they had for the Chamber of Commerce with another Banjulian, another Wolof with cahoot with Alhaji Conte to take over and manipulate the Chamber of Commerce. That's the joke. And Alhaji Conte again, that's not a Wolof and a Mandinka working together for their to advance their interests, not for the national interest. Now, but they want you to believe, you the voters, you the citizens to believe that, oh, there's a rivalry between Mandinkas and Wolof, or there's a rivalry between Banjulians and Kombonkas, or there's a rivalry between Wolofs and Fulas, and this a lie. And do you know who is the head of who's sitting on the head of that? Is Jigo. Sheikh Omar Jigo. Sheikh Omar Jigo is there, who is Fuller, and he is associated to who? Muhammad Jah. Go and find out how many contracts Muhammad Jah is having because of that contract. Now, Muhammad Jah now is culturally, not now he's identifying as Fuller. Yes, I know his heritage is Fuller, but in the First Republic, he has never identified himself. He was culturally Wolof or I don't want to use the word hybrid. I'm not being disrespectful, but we know He did not even identify himself. He was himself just as, it should be. Because of his background, he did not identify himself. But the minute this nonsense Barrow continued with after Jammeh, now he identified himself as Fuller. Now you see that there's a chairman there, Jigo, with a business friend there. They do their lunch and other things. Mohamed Jah. Now you have Alaji Conte there, and Mandinka. Now you have the trade, the energy minister there, Nubin. You have the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Idijom. You see, there's a cabal. They are of different tribes, but people will want to make you believe that, oh, it's the Fullers that support Barrow, and it's the Fullers against the Mandinkas. No, it's a lie. It's nobody against nobody. It's the people, the average Gambians, against the cabal, and that's why we should understand how these people operate. This is why NAWEC and anything else in that country does not work. It's the corruption. Our problem is the corruption. And that corruption creates incompetency. And that corruption loot us from our resources. And that the worst part of it is they don't only do that, they have to divide us among tribes or highlight the tribes, pretending that we are fighting against ourselves. And technically what happens is the people fall for it. The people fall for it. And any comment that this is a lie. They are on the dinner table together. They are sharing the cake. They are sharing the cake. Now, with all these promises and lies, now why now things are not improving? And let me read what they released. Let me read what they released. You see, Gambians are so tired of NAWEC. People just shut up now. I saw this press release and people did not even bother to deal with it. NAWEC regret to inform the public that as a result of capacity deficit through the OMVG lines and technical faults at Kotu Power Station, we are carrying our load shedding during peak load period. Now Gambia, simple here. Did not Adama Barrow and Nani Juara stood before Gambians with his team, energy minister, to tell us that they have enough capacity now? With the signing with Senelec 50 megawatts, but they are not even using the fake 50 megawatts, or they are using 30 megawatts. They have enough to the extent that they are shutting down some of their generators. Didn't they say that? Did Barrow not come out to say that he needs a couple of weeks, 2 weeks? It's only synchronization. The word synchronization, can't you not remember that? That's what Barrow told us. I know it was a lie. I came out, I said it's a lie. I said all the so-called OMVG Senelec deal is a lie. Nothing will work because there are more problems in this thing. It's the corruption and incompetence. Again, let me caveat. I'm not saying that everyone that works for NAWEC is incompetent or corrupt. But I say the systems is completely corrupt. Nani Juara is corrupt, and many, especially those ones that stayed long there, something foul generation, and most of are corrupt. That's why they push some people like John Jatta, the most qualified engineer they have forever. Now, they are telling you that they have a capacity problem. How did they have a capacity problem? Did they not tell you 3 months ago? They have it until to the extent that they shut down generators. Now, what's the point of car power? Car power was there to meet the capacity deficit. What's the point of car power? Go and look at car power contract. You see, again, car power extended for how much? Again, this is the problem. Is Barrow is taking their kickbacks. He doesn't care. Now it's up to you Gambians to wake up to this. And we don't have a tribe problem, but we have a corruption problem, incompetence. Go out there, hold this government accountable, make sure they deliver. If you don't do that, they deliver or you get them out. It's democracy. It's a social contract. If you don't do that, we will continue to suffer. Actually, we will continue to suffer. And what I am going to always emphasize, don't turn out there to blame any tribe here. It's no tribe, but it's a system. Let's move on to, on their press release. They said capacity deficit. They said the OMVG lines and technical faults at Kotu Power Station. OMVG lines are technically new. Now, this OMVG lines, I explained what it meant. When they say OMVG, I said, look, this is a scam. OMVG, they are not generating any energy for now. Probably for the foreseeable future, no energy is going to come from the Sambagulu Dam in Guinea-Conakry. Nothing is going to come out from there. Why did we rush to build the power lines, the networks? Because people wanted contracts, because there are companies from, yes, you think because of their European companies or they are affiliated with World Bank, they are not corrupt. I want Gambians to go and understand how the World Bank and other things keep us poor. Gambia went and built all these extension lines. We don't need them. It's so expensive. We are going to be paying for this. This is what is keeping us in poverty. We need a strategy that we can apply, but it did not happen. Because our corrupt government with the corrupt elites, what they do is just follow the same development trajectory, so-called development trajectory that keep us poor. Until we have the politicians, the leaders that would be bold enough to take initiative that are homemade, generated. I'm not saying we are going to reinvent the world, but anything we do should be thought of through what Gambia need. Not to follow these things. Did they deliver? The OMVG power lines have nothing wrong with them. It's a lie. It's a lie. This NAWEC is running out of money. What should connect to the OMVG lines are absolute, because of most of these things are bought in by kickbacks from that company that borrowed to the 35 million, the Indian company, and so on and so on. So these are the problems we have, and so many problems they have. They're lying to you. It's nothing. The problem. They are running out of cash. Now they said that OMVG lines and technical fault at Kotu Power Station. We are carrying our load, said technical fault at Kotu Power Station. Now, these people told us 3 months ago they have enough capacity that they have shut down some of their generators in order to use this Senelec contract. Where is the Senelec contract? Where is the Senelec contract? They said that give the Barosek synchronization. Gambia I'm not making up this. I'm not making this up. Where is the Senelec contract? Now, if you sit down there and expect for NAWEC to work, no, the government need to work, and that government need to go. Ask yourself why Nani Dua would not be removed. Now, he might be removed because you see, within this cabal, even there's cabals within cabals. Because now the energy minister wants to remove Nani Juara because there are certain things that they could not get on with. Now he wants to bring, there's another Sompi Sanyang, former MD, that they want to bring in. Former MD Sanyang they want to bring in. You see, this is a cabal thing. It's nothing to do with tribe. That guy is Job, but he's affiliated to a guy called Sanyang because of a cabal. They work before together. Now they can get on. It's about so that they can pay for their children to be in schools and outside. They can pay for their wives or their husbands to live certain families, to live certain life, to build houses. That's all they're about. It's not about the people. Then don't allow these people to represent they don't represent the interests of any tribe. Yes, I am not going to be, I will continue with this narrative of explaining what the divisiveness of this tribe is. It's one of our problems. But corruption is the main problem. They are using it as a mechanism and we are falling for it. Oh, be scared of this tribe, be scared of this tribe. Which tribe can you be scared of in Gambia? Which tribe can go after another tribe? That's a lie. Because every Gambian interlinked marriage. Do you know the beauty between an uncle and a niece, an uncle and a nephew? And that's how we are related. You think we will go after each other for what? For who? And how? It's a lie. Now they continue. Now, where is car power? Why didn't they tell you about car power? You see, again, These people manipulate, the cabal control the media in the Gambia. You will not have, why a press release like that would be released and you don't hear nothing from the media? The media did not go and question them about this question. Ask them these questions. They are complicit. It's a cabal. The issue is not only one sector, it's a system with the politician, with Adama Barrow. And previous governments, that's how they operated. Yaya Jammeh used fear and other things, but still now there's a cabal with Yaya Jammeh. And nobody come and tell you, oh, Yaya Jammeh was better. Yes, in form of corruption, it gotten worse under Barrow. But they are operating under the same system. Under the same system. That's why the entire government of Barrow, now look at it. What's the composition? The same people that facilitated and served with Jammeh, that's what we see. They would hardly bring in anyone. And anybody they bring in, you have to confirm. You have to be like them. If not, you are out. And it continues to say, customers in the Greater Banjul area are advised that they may experience load shedding during evening period as a result of the capacity deficit. As if this is new, as if they used to have a regular electricity. It's a lie. When did that country ever had, under Barrow's government, a continuous supply of 1 month, or 3 weeks, or 2 weeks? Never. But they are putting it to people as it's new. But if people sit down and watch it, would be the narrative. Would be the narrative. Now, something have to be done. If pressure is not put onto this government, nothing will be done. Because they will not care. They continue to say, we are working expeditiously to restore the technical fault. We seek the public understanding and apologize for what understanding? Now you have car power. What's the point of car power? Car power was meant to augment your capacity problem for 2 years. Now, where it is? Where's the roadmap? Where is the plan here? This is what they should ask. Now, you said that you have Senelec. And you said you have excess capacity for that matter. Some of your generator will be shut down. Go and find out the corruption in the fuel. Go and find out the corruption in spare parts. Go and find out everything else and people around this. They are all linked to Barrow. They all supported Barrow in the elections. Even Alaji Conte that was not. Now go and look at the position of Alaji Conte. I think Gambians, that's enough to point to why NAWEC is and so on. Guys, that would be it. I just keep it short. I don't have time. I'm going out now to the gym. But again, remember, tomorrow, inshallah, if possible, I'll come and explain what is going on in Social Security. We told you before. I told you before about Social Security. Now Barrow have complete control of Social Security and they are taking money as much as possible. But the pensioners, that's pensioners' money. It's not Gambian money. We're going to discuss that. Again, as I said, this is my explanation. When they got rid of Mohamed Manyang, oh, he is UDP sympathizer, oh, he's a Mandingo. All those things have been divisive. They fought. You have seen the uproar to fight Mohamed Manyang. And because of his intervention in that company, he kept the company solvent. His intervention, the way they were taking money, the company was bleeding. They continued from Yaya Jammeh. It was bleeding, hemorrhaging. It would have been gone by now. And they started it now. He came and reorganized the company and saved money for that company. For these things. Anything affiliated with Social Security now is down in the pants. You don't hear them complaining. Why there's no demonstration? Why there's no uproar from Social Security? Because they're back to system is back to normal. Gambia, then we should understand where our problem is. It's not about political parties. It's not about tribe. They are dividing us. Political parties represent whatever they represent. Hold them accountable for that. But let's not fear of anything gets to us. Let's not go by fear. Let's go by hope. Let them sell you their agenda. Thank you very much, guys. We'll come back tomorrow if possible for a short video. Thank you.